Oh, hello there.
Oh,
Did not see.
hello.
No, this may be the last week we do that.
Oh, but it's fun. Oh my gosh.
Hello, everybody.
Tell us
Welcome.
in the comments. Tell us in the comments if you want us to keep acting like we're reading or not.
You know, like, isn't it random? It's so weird. People turned in and it's like, why are these people just sitting there all just reading books?
That's my favorite on Facebook is to see those pop up, especially at the time when Dude went, "Oh crud," and then started the intro for one of the shows.
Hello, we are here for episode number 9, I believe. Yeah, there it is, right up there. Episode number 9 of Dig a Little Deeper, the show in which we go in depth on one attraction.
No, we don't. We dig a little deeper.
We don't. We start up here, and then we dig a little deeper.
Yeah.
But before we start today, we have breaking news. Has everybody seen the new Madame Leota backpack that is hit?
It's a sipper.
No, you can see right here. It's a backpack. It's right there. On the
Hang on. If you would have told me about this, I could have this ready.
It's way more fun to throw you a curveball, Jeremiah.
All right. So apparently Jeremiah bought this backpack, so we're going to take a look at it in person.
I want to see how. Oh, dude, I want to see how big this thing is in person.
You got to unbox it, Jeremiah. Do it on camera.
Okay, hang on. Hey, I'm doing a real unboxing soon here.
Oh wait, did you put it in the box first?
Dun, 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 dun.
That's not a backpack.
That's cool.
No, it's a sipper. Watch this. Ta-da!
Ooh.
So it holds like 3 ounces.
The reflection of your monitor looks like the little fiber optic that's in the actual
Does
attraction.
it light up?
As soon as I can find the correct button.
Ooh.
I'm trying to find a way to not have. There you go.
I usually have to just turn down the brightness on my computer. But
she works.
That's cool.
That's
no,
creepy.
it can show. That's good. I like the way that it illuminates like the curves or whatever. It's neat with the shadowing and the darkness. It doesn't make noise, right? It's just illuminated.
No. Just lights up.
That's cool.
It is total.
Right, Clint? I didn't get one either.
How much are they charging for it, Jeremiah?
It is $15.99, which is actually $12 for this.
Yeah.
$12 for this and $3.99 for the soda that comes with it.
Does the soda come with it or in it?
With it, because they give you a medium-sized drink, and again, that is all there is. Like her chilled Leota brain is like 6 ounces, and oh wait, I finally got. I've been trying to open this thing all day long. Like.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
So no one actually is going to drink out of that.
No.
Somebody was actually drinking out of it when I was leaving the park. I was like, you are too dedicated to put too much into this thing.
That's cool. It'd be a nice little like rose, like a flower vase, yeah?
Yeah,
That would be really cool with like some dried roses in it.
Yeah, or something, like that. A little tree.
I waited 25 minutes for this.
Rough life, Jeremiah.
But were you the one who then took advantage of the pumpkin spice?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I wasn't sure whose tweet that was because that looked
pumpkin
good.
Pumpkin spiced Mickey waffle sundae.
Yum.
Very good.
It's National Waffle Week, apparently.
It was really good. It caused me to realize that as I plan my upcoming trip to Walt Disney World, I need to have a food snack budget because I want to snack my way around the world.
Snacking around the world should be a t-shirt.
I'm going to snack around.
All right. So with that breaking news out of the way, apparently there is a new Madame Leota backpack and sipper cup. So thank you for that. No backpack. I'm so confused.
It's not.
And it's a shoulder thing. It's a.
Oh, you can put
It could be a hat or a pterodactyl.
So, but the reason we are actually pterodactyl, that's funny, but then adults couldn't write it. One more time, how much was the sipper?
It is total $15.99. That's with a drink, a soda of your choice.
Okay. Do you have any more questions about the sipper? Would like Jeremiah to get you one?
It specifically? Where did you
Sleepy
purchase it?
Hollow. That is the only place that has it.
Okay.
There is also, I'm not getting this one because it's over there. The Headless Horseman zipper pull that they put on the straw that they've had in Disney California Adventure for the past 2 years, we now have out here. Those are only available at Aloha Isle, and you have to get a special Headless Horseman Dole Whip float that's kind of the Red's Revenge, but without the chocolate hat.
That's
okay.
Best part.
No, I'm kind of not sad to see that go.
Okay, we're moving right along.
That was one of those fascinating choices when it came to drinks.
I gotta believe the artwork looked a little different than the resulting. Anyway, hello everybody. Welcome to, now we begin the show proper. Dig a little deeper. The show in which we already said that part, so I'm not going to say it again. Our hosts today are the lovely and talented Shelly May.
And on the go in MCO, right?
Yes, ma'am, that's me.
On the go in MCO.
With her, well, not technically with her, but below her is the lovely and talented Jeremiah Germ.
Jeremiah Germ.
Hi.
He is the Central Florida assistant to the assistant correspondent for Laughing Place.
He's the Laughing Place gopher. Come on.
To my left,
Go for coffee, go for sippers, go
the lovely and talented co-founder of Laughing Place, Rebecca Mosley. And to her right is the lovely and talented co-founder of Laughing Place, Doobie Mosley. Hi. So, with that, let's begin our show. Today we are talking about Big Thunder Mountain Railroad.
My favorite coaster.
First incarnation of which opened on September 2nd, 1979 in Disneyland, which means we are 4 days after its 41st birthday. Yay!
Wait.
September 2nd, which means we are 4 days, yeah.
Why didn't they say September 2nd? I'm just curious because, like, I keep seeing that it was open to guests on September 15th in various Disney publications, but yet I've also seen this. Does anybody here know? No? Okay, cool.
This is the Wikipedia date, which is official.
Okay.
And, well, Disney put out September 2nd. They put out the
Maybe that's
the
when
tweet
they
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Before we begin, let's go back to 1979. Boy, I could have been a little bit better prepared. I'm prepared. Let's go back to 1979 and see what was, for many people, their first look at Big Thunder Mountain. We first showed this on our show on Disneyland's birthday marathon,
17th.
where we counted down all the Disneyland, our top 10 favorite Disneyland commercials. That's why there's a tag in front of this. This was number 9. Here we go. Let's all watch this together.
Force has unleashed the runaway mine trains on Big Thunder Mountain, but every day, Big Thunder strikes. Big Thunder strikes. It could only happen at Disneyland.
Or at Walt
So
Disney
creepy.
World, or at Disneyland Paris,
That was the
or at
commercial.
Tokyo Disneyland.
Okay.
My favorite Big Thunder Mountain story is from when I was in elementary school. A friend of mine went to Disneyland with her family and her grandmother, and her parents remembered this lovely ride through nature's wonderland where you got on board a train and you got to see these beautiful caverns, and it was just a delightful ride. And so when they went to Disneyland, they decided to experience that with grandma. And it was now Big Thunder Mountain. So grandma ended up on a much more thrilling ride than they expected. So she came back to school on Monday sharing the story of how they terrorized her poor grandmother.
Yes, before Big Thunder Mountain, there was Mine Train Through Nature's Wonderland, which kind of had a similar theme, a very different ride, but a similar theme. And so there's a little picture of that. And then they closed that. I believe they closed that in 1977. And Tony Baxter is well known for being the man behind Big Thunder Mountain. I think that would have been his first major project head for Disneyland. And the result was Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, which I think for a lot of people that grew up in Southern California, that was like our first real coaster. I know I'm pretty sure it was for me. This was back before Toontown, so there was no Barnstormer or Gadget-Go coaster. So I'm pretty sure that was my first real coaster. Do you know if it was for you too?
I think I braved Matterhorn before I was willing to brave Big Thunder Mountain.
Okay, Daddy holding on to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Instead of that bar across so you're flying.
In my case, Big Thunder Mountain was one of those first adult things I purchased at Disneyland. It was like, woo, I can go to the Disney Gallery and buy, and it was like a numbered item, and Tony signed it and stuff like that. It was like, so that's my Big Thunder Mountain history.
How about you guys? We got any what's your history with this attraction? Why don't you go first, Shelly? Because I know Jeremiah with his world travels is going to talk for a while.
So on my first visit to the Magic Kingdom in the 80s, the big 84, we went on Pirates of the Caribbean, and I asked my dad why all the boats came back empty, and he was like, "Oh, pirates must have got them." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So we get up to the line at Big Thunder Mountain, and of course you see everybody come back, and you're just like, "They're back! They made it!" So there's no pirates. And my dad's like, "No, there's no pirates." But then it was a roller coaster. And it scared the crud out of me.
That's hilarious.
It's good.
Jeremiah, how about you? Do you remember your first rides on the Big Thunder?
No.
Okay.
I'm just gonna do that every show now. No, I really don't remember Big Thunder very much. It would have, my first trips were late 70s. I don't remember mine tearing through Nature's Wonderland. That would have been my first trip that's still there. But then when I started going more in the mid 80s, I felt like Big Thunder was just always there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still one of my favorite attractions.
I know for me, I'm particularly fond of getting over to Big Thunder Mountain as dusk approaches, because the sunset always reflects so beautifully off its landscape, because they use these rosy tones and so I like to try and head over there for sunset. And then the other thing at Disneyland that I became particularly fond of was making sure I would ride continually during Fantasmic, because while I enjoy the music of Fantasmic, I enjoy the lack of queuing for Big Thunder, and coupling that thrill ride with periodic peaks over at Fantasmic was always really special and fun.
One of the cool things about Big Thunder, in my opinion, is as you go over, I believe it's the second, I know it's the second big lift hill. You get just at Disneyland, you get an incredible view of Frontierland, and if you turn,
because you're going up away from Frontierland, so you have to turn around and look.
And I've done it during Fantasmic and seen Fantasmic from up there. Never got lucky enough to be stuck up there at that point. That's always been a dream of mine. But just seeing it just for that few seconds, it's so cool. That is a great way to enjoy Fantasmic and Big Thunder at the same time.
And one of the fun things that Disneyland pass holders like to do, and this isn't a Magic Kingdom thing, right? The goat trick. That's
No.
a Disneyland thing.
No.
That's what I thought. There's this fascinating optical trick that occurs with
He earlier said that he worked at Big Thunder, so he's gotten to see it. Oh, you're living
we
the
are
dream.
so jealous.
That is cool.
Awesome.
That is cool.
That is really cool. But the goat trick is one of those things where, because of the way the train is curving around with the goat in the center, there's this fun trick you can do where you try and keep your eyes just locked on this goat as you're making this turn around it, and it just messes with your equilibrium, and it's this weird optical effect, for lack of a better word on it. So
here's
fun.
how it's described in this Reddit post. When you go up the second chain lift and see the goat with the TNT in its mouth, you follow him with your head, never taking your eyes off him. And here's the best part: that will create an effect similar to being flushed down a toilet.
Had no idea.
I don't know who compared the two to see, but yeah. So this is the way the goat looks now. This is not the goat we grew up with.
Nope. But they do have a goat at in Magic Kingdom, right? It's just he's not positioned in such a way on a curved drop, right?
Yeah,
They have-
and didn't he have his own Twitter for a while?
They did a whole marketing campaign, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did you black that out?
What?
What?
I know Jeremiah's like faded. What's going on?
Wait, are you okay?
I'm waiting for Jeremiah to talk.
Jeremiah, how many fingers do you see?
That help? Is that better?
He did. He's like recovering from a goat trick, apparently.
No, I'm sending Doobie a couple of pictures from my own private Idaho.
Okay, now I've got. Now I
okay,
got it.
that makes
Okay,
sense.
it's all good.
And that blank look on your, like a goat in the headlights. So apparently you're essentially tricking your inner ear into interpreting the G-forces a different kind of way. Now, I know one person who was watching us, if he's still around, Davey Brown, worked at Big Thunder Mountain, Disneyland. So if you have some insider insight, there's redundancy, on the goat trick, I want to know.
I want to know if the goat had a name, because in recent years, they've started calling him Billy the Disney Goat. But I've heard that cast members have a different name for him, and I'd like to know. No, it's not an unpleasant name.
Oh, but what was it?
I can't recall, and it's driving me crazy. But I had heard a different name connected with the goat other than Billy, which is very generic. Billy the Goat.
I always thought it was the goat trick. That was like his actual name.
His name was Trick?
It was Trick, yeah. The goat trick.
Trick.
It's the goat trick.
Okay.
I didn't know about this flushing down the toilet thing until today. So. Oh, wait. Keith Keith says, the goat trick is familiar to any experienced motorcyclist or pilot. Turn your head and looking in the direction of your turn. Oh, I'm going to try this when I drive later.
Please
when I go to Target, I'm going to see how this works.
When I used to do the goat trick at Disneyland, we would turn our bodies because we'd be by ourselves, and you would just stare at the goat as you went all the way around. Not turn the head, but turn your entire body, and don't put your leg on the seat because that's not safe, but you would turn your body more towards the goat.
Yep.
I've been told about the goat trick. I've tried it numerous times. I've never successfully done the goat trick. I've never felt like I was going down a toilet. I do wonder if they ever built Disneyland Australia, if you would feel like you're going down the toilet the other way.
JB came in and said that he doesn't remember any PC names. So. Okay. The one that I heard was not inappropriate. Yeah, it was okay. It would be okay in any conversation. But
so I would think it's fair to say that the Big Thunder Mountain was an instant hit. It is to me, it's the best Disney coaster. Obviously, there's more thrilling coasters now, and maybe even better ones. But
really?
But the combination of they're certainly more thrilling. You agree with that?
More thrilling? Yeah. Oh, definitely. Oh, yeah. No, Expedition Everest is like more thrilling.
Yeah, but the combination of theming and thrill. I mean, it is a legit coaster, yet tame enough that most people in the family can do it. It's certainly ones that reach the height requirement.
And it has fun show scenes.
Yeah, but yes, then you throw in the atmosphere. Yeah. The theme of it is incredible.
Which is what I really like about it, is that it has like a movie style pacing of like there's excitement, and then you kind of have a moment to catch your breath, and then more excitement and a moment to catch your breath. Whereas I don't find that same pacing with Expedition Everest. No. Expedition Everest has the anticipation, and then it kind of drives you most of the way. I mean, it does have its pauses, but then you're just same with Matterhorn, right? But I guess Big Thunder was the first one that they used computer design with it and stuff. Yeah.
I was actually going to talk about that.
Jeremiah, tell us what it led to.
Enlighten us, Sir Jeremiah.
Wow, I'm knighted now? Sweet.
No, you're the one who's supposed to talk. You share your wisdom.
So yes, I'm going to go jump in the Wayback Machine to an Alice Davis story, and Mark Davis. This has been a story that's been told by many different parties over the years, how Mark Davis, when he was creating Walt Disney World or Magic Kingdom, had the Western River expedition that's set where Big Thunder is now on the maps. And that was a future plan until they came up and everybody complained they didn't have Pirates of the Caribbean. So they put in Pirates of the Caribbean, which kind of made Western River Expedition, which was a Pirates of the Caribbean type attraction set in the Old West, redundant. one of the plans for Western River Expedition was a boat ride through the bottom, and on the top would be a coaster. That was designed by Mark Davis. When Tony Baxter came in to be an Imagineer, one of his first pitches was, hey, since we have this mine train through nature's wonderland aging attraction that nobody really wants and we need thrill attractions, let's come up with Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. That, according to Alice in stories that I've heard, was Tony Baxter stole Mark Davis's concept, and that was the first nail in his coffin. So Mark Davis with the Imagineering days.
Oh, okay.
Not he wasn't dead when Big Thunder opened.
I understand who the pronoun reflects.
So that was when the concepts were being done. When Tony Baxter went on to start to design Big Thunder Railroad in Disneyland and Magic Kingdom, because they opened within a year, just about a year of each other.
Just over a year.
Just over a year. So they were designing them both at the same time. They're just mirror images of each other, which is a very interesting thing also. There's some differences. I can't remember which one's set in Bryce Canyon and which one is set in the other canyon.
That was Monument Valley.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But that was the first coaster to use the CAD system, the computer-aided design. So at one point, I was lucky enough to get a tour of Big Thunder Mountain in Disneyland. And we've all been on the one in Walt Disney World or in Disneyland. And you're used to that spot when you kind of you're doing almost a full 360.
For sure.
And as you're going, you're turning, and then you straighten out for a second, and then you turn and you turn and turn. Because computer-aided design wouldn't let them design a full 360. So they had to put in that one little bit to correct it, and then they could continue. And that's why both Disneyland and Walt Disney World, you have that same sensation of, oh, you're turning, and then you wobble to the left or right, depending on which one, and then you go back to the circle. But yes, the computer-aided design was first used for Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, and as that beautiful, oh, I like that one. As that map that Doobie had up, which I think was the Disneyland Big Thunder Mountain Railroad.
It is.
Yeah. The 360, I'm totally doing a Tony. I'm pointing at my screen like you can see it. Right in the center of the map. There you go. Yeah. See, I think it's actually kind of highlighted in there where it straightens out.
Oh, yeah, that's fascinating. There you go. All right, thank you, Jeremiah. That may be your best contribution thus far to this show.
Ooh.
Why is that an insult? That's a compliment.
Look, he's patting himself on his back.
Apparently, Tony says California is Bryce Canyon,
yes.
So therefore, I believe Florida is probably Bryce Canyon.
No, it's California. It's California. I wasn't going to interrupt Jeremiah to share that tidbit.
One of the best things about California's Big Thunder Mountain, one thing that everyone remembers about this ride, if you've been on it even -1 times, is it has the best safety spiel, or at least the end of the safety spiel ever, right? Hang on to them, has the glasses, because this here is the wildest ride in the wilderness. That's pretty awesome. So we would be remiss if we didn't mention that.
I feel like that gets referenced, like that's to the point where it's like a common cultural reference, like
CCR,
like happiest place on earth, wildest ride in the wilderness. I think you say that, and a large number of people know exactly what you're referencing.
Rise of Resistance is overrated. Everyone knows that Tony.
Hey, Tony, since you're here now, can you tell me why some Disney documents reference September 15th as the opening day for Big Thunder Mountain, while other documents seem to represent the 2nd? Like I have this poster that I could print out from DisneyFamily.com, and it says September 15th, but Disney Parks blog just ran something about September 2nd. So I'm curious, because that's like 2 weeks, right?
That's a huge difference.
Okay.
See, a couple other things I wanted to mention. So Big Thunder Mountain is built around Rainbow Ridge. That's the little town you see as you come into the end there, which is, of course, an homage to. That's right, Dr. Albert Rainbow.
And remain seated at all times. Now,
Oh,
hang on to them hats and glasses, because this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness.
Whose voice is that?
Sorry for the hold-up, folks.
I wanna say-
Sorry, kept going. I've heard who the voice is, but I can't for the life of me think of the name. Like it was I want to say it was a popular voice back in the late 70s.
Oh, I think I found a picture of it. It's the prospector from Toy Story 3.
Stinky Pete.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stinky Pete.
So Frasier.
Yeah, that's what I think it was.
Dow McKinnon. Does that ring a bell?
That
Yes.
was that's been the most recent name.
Okay, Dow McKinnon.
Yep.
Very famous Disney voice. Let's see. So Rainbow Ridge is an homage to Mine Train Through Nature's Wonderland, right, Jeremiah?
Correct.
And that's the end of the attraction. It's actually a little town. You can hear the voice. One of the coolest little details is that if you go through there, you're going slowly. There's no loud sounds, no loud tracks. So you can hear voices coming from the buildings and the saloon and stuff. That's such a cool little detail. Go ahead, Jerry.
Do you have that picture I sent you? Look
How's
on
it-
Slack.
On Slack?
Yeah.
I don't have anything from you on Slack. I really don't. That's
Oh
not-
no, you don't.
Okay, cool.
All right, make sure you send it to me. Whoa, Amy, you're my cousin. You don't need to call me out on this. Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
It's his broadcast shirt.
I did take it off in between. I just wear this for the air. I don't wear this outside, so it's
It makes me laugh. There's another
somewhat clean.
There's another YouTuber I watch, and he does the same thing. He just has this shirt he wears when he's on YouTube. It's like the same shirt. Very funny.
All right, I'm trying to understand what Davey said because I think it's funny. The Yellow Spiel was fun. The CMs would hit the mic button and block out the G. Oh, never mind. Let's take that out.
Doobie, you're the one who puts them up. So
I am.
if-
I know. Hey, I've been doing this for a long time now. That's the first time that's happened, and I will say that again next time it happens. Tony says he would guess at soft opening.
That's our guess too, Tony. So would you go with an? So now I'm debating what the official date is.
Well,
Is
the
it
official is
September
September.
July 17th.
If Disneyland just
Oh, no worries,
celebrated,
Davey.
if-
No,
no,
worries.
no.
That's totally on Doobie.
That is totally fine. Yes.
So if anybody captured that screen cap, please.
No, I don't encourage that. No screen cap.
That was
capture.
just this side of my line, actually. And then let's see. If you are a big fan of models, especially Big
Oh,
Thunder Mountain,
dude.
you need to head over to the Disneyland Hotel in the, I'm going to guess, Frontier lobby.
Correct.
They have a great model of Big Thunder Mountain there. There's Gideon. He could spend, we would just go there, have a seat in the air conditioning, and Gideon would look at that for a long, long time. It's an incredible model of Big Thunder Mountain. So if you weren't aware of that, head over to the Frontier lobby when it reopens and make sure you check that out.
And that model was originally in the showcase on Disneyland in Main Street when that was the preview center back in the day.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Oh,
And then one other thing, one of my absolute favorite places in Disneyland, tell me if you connect with this, is the bridge. As you're walking from Fantasyland to Frontierland, there's a bridge. On one side is the jumping fish, but my favorite side is to look this way and to just wait. And it's cool because you can hear a brake release first, so you know it's almost time. And then the train comes right at you here and then turns to the left and goes back into the mine. And I just love this spot. It's one of my favorite places to stand, watch, take pictures. So anybody else connect to this spot, or is this just me?
Oh no, I adore that spot. That's a great. That's always a fun place to stand and just enjoy the people coming by and screaming.
I have to.
Go ahead, Shelly.
I was gonna say that's like one of my favorite parts about the Disneyland versus Walt Disney World version is that you get to, as a spectator, get involved more because you can see so much more of the attraction than where it's kind of like tucked off in the back.
Yeah, it's good to get involved with roller coasters. That's one of the.
Can you put up Gideon's comment because that's one of his favorite little things about the spot. is the sign that says no claim jumping. It's right. It's down in the water.
And one of his joys is looking at that model in Frontierland in the Disneyland Hotel and seeing a little tiny version of that sign in the model.
Yep.
So
Yep.
Gideon also loves that spot.
As far as the Magic Kingdom one goes, I have always enjoyed sitting on those rocking chairs over on Tom Sawyer Island. There's a little dock, and you can sit out there and you can kind of watch the train. Oh, look, Doobie's about to bring up a picture of it. Isn't that thoughtful? And I like to sit there and watch the trains go by. Or the other place I'll hang out is the other place you can see it from, obviously, is if you're on the water. So when you're passing by in the river, Liberty Bell, right? No, yeah,
yes.
Liberty. Okay. You can catch a view. Now this is Paris, right?
Correct.
My mistake.
And that's where
we're not looking at this yet.
Oh, okay,
no,
fine.
my mistake.
Okay.
Doobie messed up.
So, but recently they've upgraded both California and, I mean, I say recent, so that means since I've been a grown up as opposed to my childhood trips. At Disneyland, they've added additional enhancements to the earthquake that you experience, and it's a far more impressive experience than it was when I was growing up, thanks to projection mapping and various things like that. And at Disney World, they did have an interactivity in the queue. Do they? I mean, I know with COVID they probably don't, but prior to COVID, did they? I hadn't been on it in the past 3 years or so.
Shelley?
Yeah, no, the interactive parts were still on. I mean, it's just like anything that's interactive. There would be times when everything would be working and not working, but you can still find Rosita and do all sorts of fun stuff all throughout the queue.
And that's where we got introduced to more of the backstory that they also introduced in the comics. And as Doobie is sharing here, the visual is based on legendary Imagineer Tony Baxter. And the backstory, I believe his name is Bullion, right? And
yeah,
that whole society.
That's not a. No.
It's society. It's what is it? The Society of
Explorers
and adventurers. And you can learn much more about that story if you check out the Big Thunder Mountain comic book series that was released a few years ago.
Shelley, can you do The Cold Never Bothered Me Anyway?
That's the wrong one.
I know.
I do want a chocolate pocket.
Oh, Anna. Shelley, can you do Jinx again? Or okay, just say sandwiches.
Sandwiches.
Sorry about that.
Oh, look at there you go. Okay.
Frozen sing-along way too many times.
I think we only caught it once, and it was when it was over in its Hunchback location. We haven't seen it in its
The Frozen sing-along?
Yeah, we haven't seen it in its
I love it.
Hollywood studio location.
Yes.
We've missed out on that.
Hey, that's the artwork.
Yeah, it is.
That's
yeah.
right there. That's
yeah,
pretty
okay,
cool.
Yeah.
For the interactive stuff in the queues, as Shelley was saying, when they went through a couple of years ago and added that backstory, they also added in the TNT, you wind it up and then you push the plunger and it blows. Cool. And they have the viewports that view into the mine, and you see some of the miners who, if you went to one of the most overrated clubs on Disney property, according to Doobie, you may see some alumni of the Adventurers Club down in those mines working.
Oh, so you recognize the people?
Yes.
Oh, very cool. Oh, I had people say Congolese when they look at that, and I'll understand why.
Yes.
Are they really marking? Is that what they're doing now?
Yeah, that's what they've done. They've trapped them in a mine, and they have to mine now.
And right now, it really sucks for them.
Yeah, right now it's like 100 and something degrees.
Try being out here. So as you were saying, that for people who didn't quite get the whole thing, you are in the queue doing stuff that's actually making stuff happen way over on the mountain, like far, far away, which is just incredible. I think that's such a cool effect.
And it was really great, except you never stop long enough to do it anymore. I mean, even before the shutdown, I can't tell you the last time I got to sit for even a minute and look down into the mines or try. The only one that you could crank the TNT and push the plunger was at the exit that they set up for the ADA entrance. Okay. But the other ones, like, they would even close off that little loop that guests would go through.
Darn that Disney efficiency
I
and their
know.
short
How dare they?
They're gonna have all these cool things. They should make you wait so you can enjoy them.
Yes, trains should go empty so that you
Ooh,
can enjoy.
the fifth is on.
I want to take a little moment of sadness for Rebecca the Fifth. That does not seem like a happy statement. So
But she has a smiley face,
okay,
so she means it kind of flippant. Like
okay,
sometimes.
because she said something the other day too, so it's a little.
Yeah,
concerning.
no, Rebecca the Fifth. She seems fine.
Okay. What else about the Magic Kingdom version of this attraction? I like that you can see it from the train. So the one at Disneyland, you get a good view from the Mark Twain. But I like the train because you can actually see the cars go by and you can see some of the effects really well from the choo-choo. And I'm a big fan
And
of
the
that.
town setting.
Yeah.
You can see the guy in the bathtub.
And also the track on the Magic Kingdom.
That part is my favorite at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, when you're going up the hill and
The scene that you could see from the train and from the ride of the town, which I really wish I didn't run into my house 3 minutes before I needed to get online to actually do some of the research to remember the town name. The animals that are in that scene are actually left over from Mine Train Through Nature's Wonderland.
In California?
They moved them out there. So when Mine Train Through Nature's Wonderland closed, the animatronics that they couldn't salvage, they moved out Tumbleweed. That they could salvage, they moved out here to put in the Big Thunder out here because they had that additional scene. In Disneyland, and this is long gone, so it's not something that will cause people to do. Remember Big Thunder Barbecue?
Yes.
They had a closed off mine entrance near the restrooms that was kind of backstage, but it wasn't backstage. So you could walk up. And this was confirmed by other sources. They pretty much buried the animatronics in that hole and just poured concrete on it. They're like, okay, we're done with that.
Like the Disneyland version of the E.T.
wow.
Yeah.
I love that story.
Another cool thing in the Florida version is the guy in the bathtub. And is it confirmed that that is Uncle Orville?
I've not been able to confirm it, but I was thinking the exact same thing when I wrote it today. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's Uncle Orville, but without Mel Blanc's voice.
And then I grew up with Disney, going to Disney films, and so I enjoyed Hot Lead and Cold Feet with the Jim Dale dual role. In fact, Jim Dale was one of my more favorite Disney actors, which is how I ended up listening to Harry Potter, because it was read by Jim Dale. If not for the fact that Dr. Terminus was reading Harry Potter to me, I doubt I would have ever opened one of them. But one of the props from that film ended up at Disneyland's Big Thunder for a while. I haven't been on it recently to know if it's still there, but one of the locomotives, you can look on YouTube or Google or whatever, and there's plenty of people who have referenced that, and there are things you should know about Big Thunder. Yep.
Cool.
Hot Lead and Cold Feet. He plays. Yes.
Is he related to the rooster in Robin Hood?
No, that was voiced by somebody totally different.
Who's the rooster?
No.
Alan Adele.
Alan. Yeah.
Isn't he a
Adele.
singer? Adele?
Adele?
Isn't that a singer that just lost the potential? That's not Adele?
Oh, no. That would be Adele. Yeah, I know. It's very confusing.
I'm so out of it. So,
I know. It's
so
very
Jim
hard.
Dale is a singer that just lost weight. I've got it.
No. Jim Dale is a very talented actor who also did Disney roles. And
I want to know if Clint is still watching this at this point.
now that the narrator of the Harry Potter audiobooks. I think many people know him as that now. It's very funny. And
Doobie, now that we're 39 minutes into this, you should tell people to subscribe and like us.
Are we really that far into this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're doing good.
I know.
We're staying on topic.
Usually a show that no, I'm just kidding. Actually, I think this one's one of our better ones. So, yeah, we've had some great ones. I set fire to the rain. Dee doo dee dee dum dum. What is that?
I think it's something from Robin Hood, but I don't know the I Set Fire to the Rain. Oh, I get it. It's Adele and Alan Adele.
What?
He's meshing. He's putting Adele and
Is he combining an Adele song with a Robin Hood song?
yes.
Okay.
Oh dilly, oh dally dilly.
I'm with it. I'm with it now. Although I don't remember him
Adele.
saying dee dee doo dee dum dum. He says other things like
Yodel lady,
yeah,
yodel. Oh,
no.
He says the people on Dig a Little Deeper are dumb, 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 dumb.
Yeah,
I don't
that
know.
too.
If people are big fans of Tony's
Now,
jokes, there.
I don't know if anybody else here has been to other Disney parks, like ones across the
I know.
ocean.
I've
I
never had the
haven't.
privilege to go to another one.
I have actually been to Tokyo
Oh, take that,
and have
Jeremiah.
experienced. Actually, it was one of I only got to experience 4 attractions, maybe 5. The day I spent at Tokyo Disneyland, as I recall, I waited 2.5 hours and rode Big Thunder Mountain when I visited Tokyo Disneyland. It was quite an experience, as I could not quite tell what I was supposed to do. I was being given directions in Japanese, which I do not understand, but my friends guided me on what I needed to do, where I needed to stand. But it was a really interesting experience to feel very highly visual, because back when I went, it was not very common for there to be very many Westerners in the park. They make up a larger percentage now than they did in the days when I was visiting. But yeah, no, it's my favorite ride, and so that was on my list of attractions that I had to see when we went to Tokyo Disneyland. And I actually caught a little bit of a delightful afternoon parade while standing in queue for Big Thunder Mountain. I saw Alice in Wonderland float go by.
Do you remember anything in particular about the Tokyo version of Big Thunder Mountain Railroad?
I mean, I just remember enjoying it. So I don't remember thinking, oh, this feels exactly like Disneyland, but maybe it does, because Jeremiah's been on it more recently, so he can offer a
But before
comparison,
Jeremiah,
because I know Jeremiah is our global traveler.
before he talks, do you have their Hang On to the Hats and Glasses available in Japanese?
I don't, sadly.
Thank you, Jeremiah. 2 minutes prep. Way to go. All right, Jeremiah.
Pick on Jeremiah.
Can you put up that last picture again, Doobie? Somebody else's picture that we're using.
This one, we left the credit down there. Theme park guy right there.
So Big Thunder Mountain was added to Tokyo Disneyland after its opening.
Yes.
It was definitely not designed to have a coaster right there, because it is the most awkward attraction layout. When you're looking at the picture, your upper right-hand corner, that is coming from Fantasyland.
Mm-hmm.
And then you come around, and the entrance is the big rock. Go up a little bit more into the left. Nope, for other way. A little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Up. Okay, I give up. That's the entrance area, and you exit kind of mid-mountain. I don't know why I do this. But the coaster is very similar to the Disneyland version from what I recall. The biggest thing that I remember about Big Thunder, well, there's 3 things. 1, that entrance is very difficult. 2, if you don't know where you're going, you can get lost in that area, because it's kind of a dead end, but it also has a walkway around one way. And the third really cool thing is Primeval World is inside that building. So when you take the train, you can see the train tracks. And since their train isn't around the entire park, because if it's in Japan, if the train is a certain length, the country runs it. That's why their monorail is not Disney monorail. It's the Tokyo monorail. So their train goes into the building, and you actually see the Primeval World in there.
Oh,
Very cool. Their railroad. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Their railroad goes in there, not the Big Thunder train.
It's next door.
Yeah, the railroad, the train, the Big Thunder is just the Big Thunder ride, but the train itself, you do experience Primeval World.
And it's directly next to the other attraction.
Fascinating, Jeremiah.
That's cool.
that really is shoehorned in there, isn't it?
Yeah. No, that was I definitely got lost in that area, and they have a single rider line for that. They have a lot of single rider lines actually.
You are single,
And
Jeremiah.
I'm sorry.
Just think who you are.
Don't ask Jeremy that. You know that.
And and their single rider entrance is close to their exit. So trying to find that area, I definitely got turned around quite a few times and had the cast members over there just look at me like, "You're a silly American."
That's awesome.
Well, they're not wrong. Do you remember anything in particular about the experience of riding it in Tokyo, Jeremiah, since it was relatively recent?
Just it was lots of fun.
How does it compare to the other ones you've ridden? Because I'm sure you've been to other parks, right?
I want to. It is very much like the Disneyland version, from what I can recall.
That was my memory too. Was that it reminded me of Disneyland, but I had not been to Walt Disney World yet, so I couldn't do a comparison to.
Okay, according to Wikipedia, Big Thunder Mountain at Tokyo Disneyland is similar to the Florida ride.
Of course.
Well, they're both. It's just a mirror image of the Disneyland one. So
instead of tumbleweed, the track makes a left turn and dives into a cave, mirroring the California version of the ride. Really?
It says Florida, then California?
Yeah, it does. This is Wikipedia. He's reading Wikipedia.
Yeah. So if you want to update that, Jeremiah, feel free.
Can you scroll back up real quick in that, D? Because I wanted to speak more.
A little bit more. A little bit more.
A little bit.
Okay.
Stop. You went too far.
Because the storyline for the attraction is that it's a mining town that gets hit, that is cursed, and at Disneyland and Disneyland Paris, this curse is manifested in earthquake, and Tokyo Disneyland, this curse is manifested tsunami, and at Disneyland Florida, Walt Disney World, it's a flood. And so I could see where, therefore, the Florida and Tokyo ones would seem more similar because the curse would be, would be more water-based, while Paris and California have a earthquake.
Shelly, did you get busted?
No. It was this.
Yeah,
it was my book from the beginning. I was hiding behind it.
I know you really should
open
that to the Big Thunder area and read what it says.
Tony, we have not prepared enough to have crib notes.
Yeah, no.
We're not Jim Hill.
No.
Okay.
Oh, well, he just knows so much.
Jeremiah, you sent me these, so talk about them.
That is the dinosaur in the mine train through Nature's Wonderland. They had dinosaur bones that were being bleached. So they paid tribute by having the Tyrannosaurus Rex bones. And that's the splashdown at the very end of the attraction. So each of the different versions has a version of the dinosaur bones. But that one, that's my favorite. That's the Disneyland one.
Disneyland? Okay.
Correct. And then, of course, the Hidden Mickey. This is the Disneyland one. And as you're going up, you look to the left, there's a Hidden Mickey. What do you see if you look to the right, Doobie? No, not that.
Oh.
Is there
what's on the right-hand side when you're going up that lift hill for Disneyland? You see Tinkerbell's Catch Tower.
Oh, yes.
And then the next one
for when they have a person do it instead of the real Tinkerbell.
Correct. The offline for Big Thunder in California is a stable, and that's the only time I've ever seen my name used other than a sheep in So Dear to My Heart in the Disney attraction. So
which homage do you prefer, this one or the So Dear to My Heart sheep?
That one, because, well, neither, I guess, because nobody knows either one.
Jeff says there's a similar Hidden Mickey of Magic Kingdom was the Inn Before Unload, and Rebecca the Fifth proves why she's one of our favorite commenters. Each version has a version.
Yep.
And then, of course, the Tokyo was the next one to open back in 1987, July 4th, 1987, as a matter of fact. They opened it on the busiest day of the year. That's a joke. It's probably not in Tokyo.
Tokyo has a 4th of July?
It does. Hard to believe, I know. And then on April 12th, 1992, among other attractions, it opened at Disneyland Paris on the park's opening day. And that, in a lot of ways, is the one, at least those of us that have never ridden it, think that is the holy grail of Big Thunder Mountains, because it goes under the river and it actually takes place entirely on an island, somewhat like this one, if I got the right picture this time. Did I?
Yes.
All
Yeah.
right. So, Shelley, you've ridden the one in Paris, haven't you?
No, I haven't, but I think someone else has.
Juby, you've ridden the one in Paris, haven't you?
I haven't yet. I look forward to it, but I'm pretty sure you have, Rebecca.
Why, no, I haven't. Jeremiah, have you
Yes.
ridden in Paris?
I like
Yes,
that one.
I have. Can we make this setup longer each time?
Yeah.
Can we start calling in like special guest stars? Like, no, I haven't.
We're trying,
Daniel
Jeremiah.
Roebuck, have you ridden the one in Paris?
So the one in Paris, Doobie, I don't know if you have any of my other pictures, because I saw that you had the one from Phantom Manor. I had a really good one looking into Frontierland. 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
I doubt
So-
I do. I just got these from Google.
Their Frontierland is all themed around Phantom Manor and the Big Thunder Railroad. And
Why don't you talk about that?
well, I would have loved to have talked about it and used the proper names, but again, 2 minutes. We're professionals here. And the thing that's killing me is I rode Phantom Manor 12 times while I was there on my last visit, and it's one of my favorite stories, but I can't think of the names for the life of me. It is all tied together. They have great backstory for it, but the attraction is probably the best version ever. I mean, it is Tony Baxter creating a park, and of course, he makes his number one attraction at that point, it was the icon for the parks, because Space Mountain or Discovery Mountain wasn't done yet. And for the longest time, I didn't understand how you got from the load to the island. And it is very much like Disneyland, Magic Kingdom. You go down, and when you're down there, you see the bats and all that stuff. And then you go up, and just going around the island, I'm sure it doesn't go faster, but the feeling of the G-force is on there. And I believe if you head over to our YouTube channel, we have the ride through of the Disneyland Paris Big Thunder Mountain Railroad.
Yeah, and I think you're trying to think of the word Thunder Mesa, right? I mean,
Thank you. Yes, Thunder Mesa and
Fort Comstock guards the entrance.
not what I was trying to think of. Haunted Mansion name.
Ravenswood.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes. Which that story kind of ties into the comic books, because that they kind of took the story of Thunder Mesa with the mining town and the family and turned that into the Big Thunder comic books that was created partially by one of our good friends, Josh Shipley, who Disney Kingdoms, you can get the hardcover books still, or go to your local comic shop. Well, you should just go to your local comic shop anyway, but you can find back issues of the Big Thunder comics.
And if you Google Josh Shipley and Disney Kingdoms or Big Thunder Mountain, I suspect you'd be able to find an interview with him here or there, because I know he's been doing quite a few chats with Disney geeks, and it's fun to hear him recount the development of the Big Thunder series and him having to talk with Tony about certain elements of the story development that popped up and that kind of thing. So yeah, definitely seek out Josh Shipley and the interviews that he's been doing.
For sure.
There's much more to that comic cover, but that is the first.
Yeah, I had many to choose from, and I made sure I chose the worst of them all.
So, yeah,
Here at Laughing Place.
one of these days we'll invite Josh to come, sit here with us and chat about it too. But
And then we'll all just go like this.
I know
I know, right?
he's a great storyteller.
That's why he's an Imagineer.
Yep. Well, yeah, that is
Former Imagineer.
Imagineering is really all about telling
I
stories.
feel like I always feel awkward talking about Imagineers as former like the Marines. You never talk about a former Marine. I feel like Imagineering is the same way. You never talk about them like former Imagineer. I don't know why, but it's just I have that same kind of lump, like trying to get that former out when I talk about an Imagineer. It's very funny.
Hopefully, when everything calms down, he'll be back to some Imagineering fun.
That's what we all hope.
Is that the Tony Baxter character?
Yes, Bullion.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Tony Baxter's in a comic book. That's pretty funny. Figment's got
Josh has a great story. When he presented Tony with the first issue of the Big Thunder, they were at a restaurant or something, and he's sitting there looking at it. I don't think it was the first issue. I think it was the last issue because it didn't make it. But in the last issue, there is Barnabas is his name. He is sitting there reading a paper, and the picture Josh took of Tony Baxter is him sitting there reading the comic that looks just like Barnabas reading the paper in the comic. So it's one of those funny things of it wasn't planned, but again, Josh needs to be. We'll get Josh on. We're just going to make him and Shelley can take over everything.
Yep, they can just
take a week off and harass you guys in chat like
it'll be great. It'll be great.
So, did you say, in your opinion, the Paris version is the supreme version of Big Thunder Mountain Railroad?
Yes, just from the beauty of it, and I mean, if you could put up that one picture you put up accidentally.
You don't have to wait for me to do it. You got to keep talking.
Let's see if he's on purpose.
I want to say that's my picture. I'm pretty sure. I mean, it's hard because nope, not that one. But that one is a pretty one. Not that one because I can't fly yet.
I'm guessing
it was the one of.
Yeah, I think it's Under Magic Kingdom. Hey, look.
Ooh, that's the one. So this is from the front of Phantom Manor looking out at the island, and their riverboat goes around it. No, this isn't mine because their riverboat. Oh, I don't know. Their riverboat goes around it, and at one point they still had their keel boat. So their river,
very nice.
especially from that area, was very busy. And then when you exit Phantom Manor, you come out by Boot Hill. And at night, it looks stunning, and it looks just like this.
That's scary.
Like that. And
nice.
Their finale, how we had the splashdown at Disneyland with the bones, their finale with the splashdown hits the river right at that lowest point. And then you come around, and then you go back down and back to the load station.
You actually hit the river?
That's one of the things that I really that I adore about Disneyland Rivers of America in comparison to trips to Orlando is I like the varying levels of motion that are happening. You've got your big boats, you've got your flat-bottomed rafts, and then you've got your canoes all kind of making their way around the island. But whereas Florida now is at the point of just the riverboat and rafts. So right. there's no more keel boats on either coast, and there's no canoes in Florida. So.
One of the things I like about Big Thunder is, unlike some attractions, some do this, but not all, it has 4 versions around the world, and all 4 are pretty different. Not massively different, but pretty different. It's worth experiencing all 4 separately. It's not like a Soarin' or Toy Story Mania where once you've done it one place, you've done it every place. So that's something to be applauded.
Or even like Tower of Terror, where I feel like the comparison is not equal.
Right.
It's like these feel like an equal experience, right. And yet all different.
It's not like Tower,
whereas Tower feels like kind of choice A, and then the lesser. to some, not not to all, but to some.
Yeah.
To enough that I would say that.
So that's nice. Any other Big Thunder comments, especially like merchandise or anything someone wants to mention before I bring up the coolest Big Thunder fact I've ever learned, which I will close with?
Shelley?
What? I didn't do it.
Say something about Big Thunder, Shelley.
No, I feel like we talked a lot about it. I think that it is one of those attractions that no matter what age you are, you get something out of it. Like when you're little, I remember sliding around on the seat because my dad's lap was much taller than my lap. And then I remember doing that with Zoe, and she would slide all around. And then as you get older, you notice more things, you do more things. And while it might not be the most thrilling coaster out there, it is really entertaining, and it really has just something for everyone.
I'm so glad I put the pressure on you. That was beautifully said.
I love it. That's so true.
And that I forgot about that. That is one of the fun parts. Is that one lap bar shared by everybody in one seat. There's no, and so you're gonna slide and you're gonna fly.
And that's the thing with the goat. When you say goat, you get slammed into if you're on the outside.
Yeah. Yep.
Like you get whoa. So much fun.
I forgot to mention my favorite part of the Disneyland version. If you come out of the 360, you immediately go to the head chopper or whatever, and then you go down real quick.
And you watch people duck.
And I love to slap that thing as we go by.
Yeah, don't tell people that. It scares. It's terrible. Always envision this.
In Florida, the thing is to try to slap the possum. That's over the tracks, and they have to take the possum out for a little while.
No, neither of these do we recommend. You're supposed to keep your hands and arms inside.
No. Do not slap the possum.
Inside the vehicle. No.
I thought that was inside.
No, that doesn't count.
Can you imagine a river with 10 canoes, 3 rafts, 2 keelboats, the Mark Twain in Columbia? That just sounds so fun.
I wish that I could go back to those days.
I remember those days of paddle hard.
I love the canoe so much.
Jeremiah, you have some nice words to say?
Doobie, you're smart, you're good looking, and we just like you.
We really like you.
One of my favorite things about Big Thunder that we always wondered, but it took like some digging to find out. When you're coming out of the mine explosion scene where you're climbing up and you see the mine explode here or at Disneyland or at Walt Disney World, and then you do that anticlimactic drop. You're like,
yeah.
So the doors that are on there were originally meant to close and open in between each vehicle. In Disneyland, they can, I shouldn't say they can, they were still able to close. Walt Disney World, I was on it today, and I noticed that they put handrails over the swinging doors. So even if they thought about ever doing it again, they'd have to take out the handrails. But that was something I found out, I think it may have been during that tour, that originally it was planned so it'd be darker, the doors would close, and then they'd pop open when they took the nosedive in. But, that'd be exciting for the 2 people in the front behind the train. Davey, does Davey have any more fun stories for us?
my sister likes to randomly scream on that quiet part.
Yes.
So it's like everybody, usually at California, the way it is, there's like the curve in front of you, and then there's the flat part off in the back because it's just before the end of the attraction. So that's where my sister screams, right there. So it's so random.
It is random, but she does it every time. It's hilarious.
And it cracks me up. I stand there, watch, and laugh. I have a good time. Thanks, Davey.
Thanks, Davey. Thanks for your message.
Thanks.
Aw.
We're just trying to, kill some time during shelter in place.
And here's the worst part. Here's the worst part about those doors.
Oh.
Hold on. Can you do it for us one more time, Shelley? Say jinx again.
Jinx again.
Thank you. And sandwiches. So here's what I learned today, and it's from Wikipedia, so it must be true. In the October 16th Journal of the American Osteopathic Association, in a paper entitled Validation of a Functional CEO renal model for the evaluation of renal co-Cooley passage while riding a roller coaster, Dr. Wardinger found that patients of his had passed kidney stones after riding Big Thunder Mountain at Walt Disney World on vacation, including one who passed 3 stones on 3 separate occasions. The doctor tested the result with the permission of Disney with a 3D model of a kidney by riding the ride over 20 times and found that 70% of the time the stone was passed, with the results varying depending on which row they were in. The study was found it did not happen on Space Mountain or Rock and Roller Coaster. This is a thing specific to Big Thunder Mountain Railroad at the Magic Kingdom. So for those of you in need of such a thing.
No, do not offer this as medical advice. No.
I am not giving medical advice.
Consult with your doctor and reference an October 2016 paper, okay?
Good point. Good point. We're not offering medical advice.
It's like those ads. If you feel like you need this medication, please consult with your doctor.
That's true. But your doctor may not be familiar
Well,
with
that's
this
what I'm
treatment.
saying. Tell them
And the
about-
nice thing, you might be able to get your insurance to pay for your vacation. So
There you go. 2016, October 2016, Journal of American Osteopathic Association.
and also, by the way, drink water, baby.
Yes.
Thank you. That
Yes.
helps too.
It's funny. I thought you were going to mention the fact that I learned recently about Big Thunder Mountain. Can you put
It's
the
more
Wikipedia-
interesting than this.
You put up the Wikipedia? No, not more interesting, but it
Okay.
surprised me. And it was that the sounds of Big Thunder Mountain were recorded and used as sound effects in the mine chase of Temple of Doom. I wonder if that's
Oh yeah.
that's one of those facts that I was like, oh, that's interesting.
That's fascinating. Yeah.
I haven't checked to make sure that of this. What's the source on that, by the way? 'Cause
I've heard that story
I-
before from former Imagineers.
Yeah, it's from the Disney Parks blog.
So at least it's a Disney source,
yeah, but it
which
was
in
one of
turn
those-
got it from.
Well, hey, look, they've got Disney.com has 2 different dates for opening day. So what can I do?
Okay, Rebecca says this is Disney fixing their own problem. If you ride Small World too many times, you get Candy Stone. Jeffrey thanks us for the knowledge.
Yep, you're welcome.
And he's looking out for our bottom line. Get it? Our bottom line.
No, this is not what what do you know? You know nothing.
I know nothing about Candy Stone.
It's nothing to do. Nothing to do.
Remember the time I
No,
thought
no, I'm not having that conversation.
Doobie,
I'm not having that conversation.
I take back what I said earlier.
I can't remember now, but back in the day I could do this easily on Space Mountain or Big Thunder. I rode those so many times. But
Oh, it used to be annoying to ride with him on Space Mountain because he would do that whole left, right,
I would
left. Yes, you would.
not. I would never value.
Yes, you.
devalue
No.
the magic
It
that
was
way.
only when it was like it was
That's
not
how we
when no
devalue
one.
your magic.
Yes, when you were only impacting my magic, not the average guest magic. Yes, Jeremiah.
He is stuck, right?
No.
That was freaky.
So I forgot one of the coolest things, and I wish I had any decent picture of this. The Big Thunder Mountain Railroad in the queue in Disneyland. When you're on the outside queue and you pass the train, the town of Rainbow Ridge, they have a signpost with different signs and distances to all the different Big Thunders around the world and their cities like Tumbleweed or whatever it is in Tokyo or Thunder
Yes.
Mesa.
Thunder Mesa.
And that's one of those really cool things that I love.
I love those. I love everybody who's in the chat. You definitely have a similar sense of humor to our insanity. Okay.
Rebecca the Fifth, right now, leader in the clubhouse for our favorite chat participant. Well, thank you all so much for doing this. I can't believe I didn't mention this earlier. Please make sure you subscribe to our channel so you can catch Jig a Little Deeper in every other show we do. Much of this crew will be this isn't the crew. Some of this crew will be together for our edition of Disney Park Talk Live, where we talk about the week in Disney news. Tomorrow's Labor Day, so we're going to be doing it on Tuesday at 4 p.m. I don't know if everyone here was aware, but now you are.
Yeah, that's news to me.
Jeremiah should have known. I know you maybe didn't know. Jeremiah should have known.
We'll talk later, Jeremiah.
And so make sure Tuesday, 4 p.m. Pacific time, tune in for that. 7:30, shortly thereafter, we'll have Disney Trivia Live with myself, my son, perhaps my wife. Don't forget to get your backpack. There it is. And let's find out what we're going to be talking about next time.
Cool.
Spin the wheel. Spin the wheel.
So
Oh,
here's-
wow. Gideon just popped up out of nowhere.
next time
Did.
on Dig a Little Deeper. We will spin the wheel and find out our next attraction. Gideon.
Great movie ride.
Movie, right.
Wait, what anniversary is next week that it happens to land on?
What do we got?
It said $7 mine train.
Woo! Let's spin it again.
Yeah.
Great movie ride.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
All right, that works.
Yay!
That
It's been
works.
and just for those of you who haven't been here all the time, in recent weeks, it's been coming up with the attractions that were having anniversaries. Big Thunder Mountain, we spun the wheel and it sprung up this weekend. Last weekend, it was Rise of the Resistance, and that was the 1 year anniversary of the opening of Galaxy's Edge, where it is located, even though it didn't open with that. So fun stuff.
I'm just checking on Pirates. See what the anniversary
Gideon,
is.
next week I'll give you $1 if you just stick great movie ride on every single one of those.
We're gonna be editing the wheel down this week. We have a project we're working on with that. So
I'm trying to figure out. So we got Pirates of the Caribbean. Where was Great Movie?
right here.
Okay, so we were pretty far off from Great Movie, right?
Yep.
The Pirates of the Caribbean opened on March 18th, 1967 in Disneyland. So this is almost the anniversary.
Yeah, there you go. Very close.
Super close.
Thank you,
Super close.
Davey, for helping us out today. You were a great addition to the show today.
Oh yeah, please join us anytime.
Rebecca the Fifth accusing us of rigging it. I don't know what you're
totally,
talking about.
100%.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Which is very funny since Juby is not a fan of Pirates of the Caribbean. So we will have much fun poking fun of the fact that Juby is misguided in his lack of appreciation for that tremendous attraction.
2 words. Overrated. So,
Nope.
you sure?
Dad, you need to go on it again. You thought Dole was overrated. Until
That's true.
That's an excellent point, Gideon. You are right. You are so right. So with that, we're going to close out today's show. Thanks everyone for joining us. Thank you, Shelly Mae. Thank you, Jeremiah Germ. Thank you, my lovely talented wife. Thank you, my son here. Thank you to myself, and we will
Bye.
see you
Keep
next
waving
time.
until the cameras are on.
Wave until the camera. Wow, Doobie. Yes, I am very wowable. Thank you very much.